Welcome to the investment markets overview for the week ending the 19th of August 2022. It was 51 years ago this week that U.S. President Nixon removed gold's $35 Oz price fix in order to defend the dollar against speculators promising that the action would be temporary. He lied, as the link is still missing 51 years later. That said, his actions were not as bad as Franklin D. Roosevelt's administration, who in June 1933 issued an executive order for Americans to hand over the gold at $20 an ounce. Resistors caught with any gold faced a $10,000 fine or 10 years jail time. 1 year later in 1934, see the green dashed line, gold was revalued at $35, thereby mugging law-abiding Americans by 43%. The overview includes the performance statistics for the main stock indices. This week they were mixed, as were sovereign bond yields. Whilst the commodities covered and the cryptocurrencies were lower across the board. Meanwhile, the regional coverage includes gloomy U.S. housing data piling up. And an Englishman's castle remains very expensive despite a loss of price momentum. Whilst out east, there is evidence of what's driving Japanese CPI and GDP. With the dollar untethered from gold since 1971, the U.S. money supply has exploded by 2,100%, allowing Uncle Sam to fund its massive social and military programs. However, the removal of sound money is the primary reason why inflation has demolished wage growth since the early 1970s and the main cause of the recent cost of living crisis, as the money spigot has driven energy, food and housing costs higher. The central banks are now boxed in and starting to lose billions on the sovereign debt that has ballooned their respective balance sheets, hence the court policies of late. Meanwhile, higher interest rates are compounding the servicing cost of the extraordinary levels of debt, thereby crowding out the deficit spending, particularly on welfare and defense. A final performance table for the major stock indices since the year 2000 concludes the investment markets overview. A one-month trial of this 40 times per year publication is available for less than $15, a whopping 70% discount. It's an ideal opportunity to grab the bargain for 4 publications. We strive to turn the technical into plain-speaking observations, backed up by factual charts and context. Join us for a guide through the maze of economic and market data via the weekly 5-page overview. Just follow the links provided, and if you're watching this on YouTube, then kindly give it a like as it helps our channel.